Friday. Hopefully everyone's having a good one. Good one that everybody get in. Chat up with the fam real quick. Just sitting here locking in some bets, per usual. Per usual. You know what I'm saying? There's money to be made. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make it happen. Let's see here. Salute to the whole CFO gang out there. Hopefully everyone's having a good Friday. Hopefully everyone had a good holiday, good safe holiday. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Um, this is new tab in here. Darnell, what's going on with you, dog? Chilling, bro. Happy Friday, man. DMV, the last dance, dog. Uh, yeah, man. We'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it, but it's really feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? They got these new little crown things on y'all names. I'm not sure what this means. You know what I'm saying? Little crowns. I don't know. What's up with you, bro? What's up, Cowboys Nation? I don't know. YouTube's always changing some stuff. What's up, sis? What's going on with you? Sis in the building, Sadiq in the building. A lot to talk about, man. So yeah, like I said, I'm just vibing on a Friday, locking in some sports bets. Kind of my thing right now. hmm Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sports betting, chilling. Yeah, what's these crowns? I don't know what these crowns are, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone got a crowns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Everyone got a crown. Um, I don't know. YouTube is passing out crowns to the community. Their sis got one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. Slide me them bets. All right, I got y'all a bet right now. We're gonna take what did I just take? We're gonna take New York Yankees versus LA Dodgers. We're gonna go Cody Bellinger under 0.5 RBIs tonight as of right now. We're gonna take that one first. That's what I'm taking as of right now. And then I might take Marcus Simeon from the Cardinals and Rangers game under 1.5 bases. I think I might take that here in a second. Retirement crowns. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a retirement party. Everyone's taking crowns. I don't know. So yeah, man. So hopefully everyone's having a good Friday, y'all. I was telling people on Twitter, man, I got this AMC movie pass, y'all. And man, I've been at the movies nonstop. So I went to go see Mission Impossible. Then I spun back around and saw Final Destination. And then I spun around last night, saw Karate Kid Legends. So I've been at the movies nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Because you get 4 movies a week. You know what I'm saying? And it resets every Friday. So tonight, my wife is going out with her friends for happy hour. I might just go to the movies again tonight just because I can. You know what I'm saying? I might just pull up to the movie theater at AMC because literally I can literally walk to it. You know what I'm saying? I might just pull up to the movies tonight just because I can. So I've been doing that, man, playing a lot of college football. Salute to my dog Dez out there, man. Y'all remember, right? We were at the Super Bowl. Me and Dez played Madden, right? We played Madden. And I haven't played Madden like all year, man. And Dez like, let's play Madden. So of course, me and Dez are playing Madden. There's a whole crowd of people watching, including Kay Adams. There's a whole crowd of people watching me and Dez play Madden, including Kay Adams. And Dez dog walked me. He blew me out. You know what I'm saying? Because I was being loyal. I picked the Cowboys, even though, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to. He dog walked me in Madden at the Super Bowl in front of crowds of thousands of people and Kay Adams. So last night, we lined up and played college football, y'all. And I played to punish. I played to punish. I put 60 on Dez's head just for that reason, because he embarrassed me in front of thousands of football fans and K Adams. So salute to my dog Dez, man. We've been going back and forth in college football. So I just been chilling low key, man. You know what I'm saying? Boxing, training, doing all sorts of stuff. But let's go ahead and tackle the elephant in the room, if you will. So I kind of posted this on Twitter. And a lot of people were kind of like, all right, what do you mean, Tuck? What do you mean? DMV. I talked to him about yeah, bro. He, you know what I'm saying? I had to get it back in blood, bro, for what he did to me in front of Kay Adams. Like, hell no, you know what I'm saying? But I talked to DMV about this. I talked to Rome about this before, privately. Talked to a few others, man. And I always say, like, a lot of us watch our favorite shows, our favorite television shows. Like, one of my favorite all-time television shows is Snowfall, right? And I feel like the one thing that Snowfall did well is they didn't drag on the series longer than it should have been dragged on, right? Sometimes you have to know when it ends. We've all seen TV shows, they did way too many seasons, it kind of falls off a cliff, and then it loses its appeal, right? So, where I come to me personally as a Cowboys, right? Cowboys, 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 Cowboys content creator, I feel like this will more than likely be my final season as a Cowboys content creator, and I really thought about this last year. I really considered it strongly last year, but you know, and so I continuously, went into this year, especially springboarding off the draft. But I considered this last year, but I really feel like I am 99% sure this will be my last year as a Dallas Cowboys content creator. Reasons being, let's talk about it. I'm always an advocate of saying, let your passion fuel your purpose, right? Let that be the fuel, right? Lead by passion. Let your passion lead you. Because if you let your passion lead you, you walk in your passion, you never have to work a day in your life, right? And I've been blessed and honored, you know what I'm saying, to kind of do this since 2020, and a lot of opportunities have opened up for me. You guys know Dallas Cowboys football has been something I've been passionate about, but more specifically, talking to you guys is something I've been extremely passionate about, which I love to do. So I'm extremely blessed because there's a lot of content creators out there that do not cut through. I mean, there's a lot of people who came before me or after me, and you guys probably don't even know who the hell they are. You know what I'm saying? They're still making content, but y'all just don't care. So to be able to come into this game by starting a YouTube channel at the out of the this own basement off a laptop, man, and take it all the way to the Super Bowl, man, was not something I never expected to do. Like I always tell people, the crazy thing, when I became a content creator, the number one thing I wanted to accomplish that was on my list of greats was just to do a show with Law Nation. That was all the expectations that I had when it came to being a content creator. And honestly, I did it my very first year. So, I never really got into this for the money or for the accolades, for the fame or any of that. I kind of just grew naturally just off of doing hard work, right? But I'm also a person, and you guys know this, I always have to keep myself challenged. I always have to push myself. That's why I'm in the boxing ring, getting trained with a trainer who trains a bunch of heavyweight fighters here in Kansas City because I like to challenge myself. I like to put myself in uncomfortable circumstances because that's how I grow, right? That's how I evolve. And so I just feel like personally for me, when it comes to being a Cowboys content creator, it's no longer anything to accomplish. I feel like it's one, the community's getting watered down, which we're all familiar with. We don't already know that, you know what I'm saying? But two, I just feel like it doesn't push me no more and it doesn't motivate me anymore. Like case in point, even yesterday, I could have dropped a video on Brian Schottenheimer says this about Tyler Guyton, or George Pickens makes a deep catch at OTAs, or Cooper, but I just didn't give a shit, to be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just didn't care, because, like, you know what? I'm going to the movies, you know what I'm saying? So I've always told you guys, I always told my followers on social media that if there ever became a time where I felt like I'm just not in it for the right reasons, which is just passionate Dallas Cowboys, football content, then I will walk away because I don't want to be one of those content creators who kind of sticks around for the long haul, water down their content for the sake of just getting a paycheck. Like I never wanted to be that, you know. What's up, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff, you've been had a wrench, bro. Um, I never wanted to become one of that, right? And it's like at this point, 5 years in, 6 years in, was it 5 years in right now? You know, there's not really much left to do. You know, I could sit here and do the same conversations year after year, film breakdown year after year, draft content year after year, but the shit kind of gets redundant, And to see that the cycle that Cowboys content creation goes in, like I have a season, right? Right now is not my season. Like it's not my season. This is not J Tuck's season. Right now it's selling optimism. Everything Brian Schottenheimer says is fucking flowers and Skittles are coming out of his mouth. And, our offensive line is all pro and we don't need defensive tackles because we got like, this is not my season, right? And this is where I really struggle and where I struggle to do content because I know my place in this community, and right now is not it. When draft time happens, when it's problem solving time, when it's time to put together a roster, we're trying to find real solutions. That's where I'm needed, right? That's where I feel like I'm at my best, and that's when I'm excited the most, And I feel like when it comes to doing Dallas Cowboys content, it just doesn't excite me anymore. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't excite me no more where I wake up and want to drop a video or wake up and want to do a live or I wake up and Dallas Cowboys football is all I think about. I feel like that has faded. But the one thing I do have that purpose in, y'all, and so many people have told me this, is yo, Tuck, you are gifted when it comes to covering the NFL draft. I had people, whether it's Dallas Cowboys content creators, whether it's media members, whether it's players like Dez and Gerald McCoy, and the list goes on and on. They're like, yo, Tuck, when it comes to that NFL draft stuff, bro, you're just different. But I'm going to tell you guys this secret. It's not because, even though I play into the whole wizard thing, it's not because I'm really different when it comes to the NFL draft. It's because I love that shit, y'all. I love NFL draft. I love watching prospects film to the point where my wife has to tell me to chill out. Like, during draft season, I don't sleep. I'm up at 3 a.m. I'm watching players from, East Texas A&M and like all sorts of stuff because I love being at the draft. I love covering the draft because it's purely football. What I've realized is this silver lining when it comes to me specifically, I am not a YouTube guy, right? I'm not a YouTube guy. It doesn't fit me, even though I can do it. I know how SEO works. I know how algorithms work. I know how all that stuff works, right? Creating flashy thumbnails and all that stuff. But I'm not a YouTube guy. I am a football guy. That is what I love. Going to the NFL Scouting Academy and, talking to players and being with players. And, I study how they train and study their workout regimens and their diets and, every little technique I'm learning and I'm buying books constantly. And I'm constantly in the lab studying the sport of football. That is what I truly enjoy. I'm not really a YouTuber. There are people who are YouTubers who do a phenomenal job at just talking about the Cowboys on YouTube. But for me, I'm more of just a football guy. Like that's what gets my blood boiling in the morning, So I just feel like for me, being in this Cowboy box where I am a Cowboys content creator, that's my team. That's who I cover. That's what I focus on. And we do this same redundant thing. I feel like I am shortchanging myself, but also I'm shortchanging you guys, right? Because I can't do like I mean you guys saw it. Like honestly, I'm not an Eagles guy. I don't cover the Eagles like that. But there was a clip that I posted on, I think it was on Twitter, right? When I interviewed Devontae Smith, I went to Devontae Smith. Not only did I ask him a question that wasn't being asked, but I was able to break down the Chiefs coverage, and I was also able to break down how Devontae Smith excels against that type of coverage. So the expectation is he should go crazy in the Super Bowl. Where even Devontae Smith said, "Well, damn, I didn't know that, but that's good to know." He said it on the in the interview, right? So I feel like I'm limiting myself by just doing Cowboys content. Like I'm just in this little box, and I feel like it's time for me to grow. I mean, there's other things that me and my mentor have been working on. I'm trying to write a book. I'm taking acting classes. I'm boxing. I'm doing tactical weapons training. Like, I might fuck around and become a Marvel superhero. Who knows, right? But I really like to push myself and push my limits when it comes to life, right? And I feel like when it comes to Dallas Cowboys content, I could just make a bunch of videos tomorrow and post them out the course of the week and still do well. It doesn't take any effort to do Dallas Cowboys content, especially when Cowboys fans buy anything right now. You know what I'm saying? They'll buy anything. You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't motivate me. And the moment that I feel like I'm not really motivated, I don't want to shortchange you guys. You know what I'm saying? By just like, oh yeah, we got so and so 7th round draft pick and we're good. Like I'm not gonna sell you guys short just for the sake of clicks and revenue because I want to be lazy, right? So I just feel like, I was kind of just thinking about it this past week, talking to Rome, talking to DMV, talking to others. And I'm just like, I think this is it. You know what I'm saying? I think this is it. You know what I'm saying? Got these fucking goofies in here. I kind of think this is it for me where it comes to just being in this Dallas Cowboys content box. I feel like just like JT is saying, go the distance. I want to go the distance. I want to really, since I've already cracked it, let's try to break this shit, Tuck. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to break it for real. You know what I'm saying? Because it's to the point where me covering the draft isn't big excitement, right? You guys seeing me with Dez Bryant or with talking to the players is no longer a big excitement, right? Or seeing me at the Super Bowls, no, it's no longer, oh my God, it's now become the expectation, right? So it's now that we've had this foundation and we built this, let's try to break this shit. You know what I'm saying? And can you break it just being a Cowboys content creator? You can't. You can't, right? It's this small box, right? It's a small box. And you see it like even with Law, right? You see Law branching out, doing shows with people outside of the Cowboys content realm. He's doing it with financial investors and real estate people and boxers. And he's doing content now with all sorts of people because it's break out of this box mold. And I just feel like for me personally, I don't want to be stuck in that box anymore because I know what I'm capable of doing once I lock in on something. I understand that I've been in situations where I have Packers fans or Eagles fans, whether you love them or hate them, or Commanders fans, they all come to me wanting to find out what kind of player did they draft. So why am I putting myself in this box by just doing draft content for the Dallas Cowboys, where the LA Chargers, I could break down their whole entire draft board in my sleep, right? From Amari Hampton to, Trey Harris to Joe Alt to Rashawn Slater to Asante Saint. Like I could, so it's like, why limit myself? And I think that's just a tough conversation. Now, it's not like you guys are never going to see me again or I'm deleting the channel or, because people are like, oh, I'm going to keep in touch with you. Like, I'll still be on Twitter, but I just think that I'll be different. It'll just be different where it's not my sole focus anymore. Because honestly, y'all, I told you guys this, and I'm just being fully transparent. The way the boxing community treats me is 1,000% better than the Dallas Cowboys treat me. Like it is a night and day difference from how the Dallas Cowboys view me for their media or whatever it is, right? Front office, whoever, right? How they view and treat me versus boxing. You know, boxing is like, yo, Tuck, we need you here for this. We need you here for this fight, Tuck. And we are going to fly you out there. We're going to pay for your hotel. We are going to pay for your food because we need you here to cover this event. But I give them boxing 3% of my time. You know what I'm saying? 2% of my time, if that, right? So it's like I start really thinking, yeah, you know, I 1,000% guarantee you that if I was to start breaking down the Cleveland Browns offensive philosophy and defensive philosophy and making different things on their type of scheme, it would be a lot more appreciated than I get from the Dallas Cowboys. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, why marry yourself to that when you know that you have? I've proven that I can do a lot more. Darnell, I appreciate the super chat, my guy. Remember, I told you to go get what you have coming for you. You're at the point you've grown beyond the Cowboys. Go find that 3-letter network. Salute, bro. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that a lot, man. And yeah, that's just where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can talk basketball. I could talk WNBA. I could talk sports betting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee if they were to put me on a sports betting show, I would smoke a lot of people because I sports bet for real. You know what I'm saying? I sports bet for real. I'm not one of those people who are just a cute face that just say, "Oh, you guys should take the under, take the under." No, bro, I surgically I surgically sports bet for real with my own money. A lot of people who do sports betting content, they don't even bet with their own money. That is not the case. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's opportunity where I could do music, movies, I could do, all sorts of stuff, right? And I just feel like I just reached the ceiling. Yeah, I've reached the ceiling as a Cowboys guy. I don't want to be just known as a Cowboys guy. Still having a lot of draft prospects reach out to me. Just checking in with them. Like I built a bond with some of those guys who were on the channel, right? Hey man, because Amari Kite, like he's out in Seattle right now. How's it going, man? How's you enjoying? What I'm saying? Like I'm still talking to these people, building the bond. My guy KP unfortunately didn't make it in Vegas, but it's like still talking to him and building that bond and building a relationship and being connected with players and really being a player's advocate, man. That's what I enjoy, Like, who's going to really fight for these guys? Who's going to fight for these guys coming out of HBCUs? And who's going to fight for, these players that don't get the spotlight? Everyone can talk about the Arch Mannings and the Shadors and all sorts of stuff, but there's quarterbacks like, coming out the draft that might not get the exposure, but they can definitely help your roster. They need me. The Dallas Cowboys don't need me, y'all. They don't. Like, yes, it would be nice, and I get it because I talked to Boss about this today. He was like, you can't leave because of the impact and your ideas get in the room. I get that. I really understand that. But it's like the Dallas Cowboys don't need me. They're set in stone. Right? The Dallas Cowboys are set in their ways. Whether I break down how many running backs, y'all, have I broken down on this channel for the past 2 years, and they grabbed none of them, not one. You know what I'm saying? So they're set in their ways, right? But there are teams out there that look into my content and say, all right, you know what I'm saying? And so what is stopping me from becoming the Dane Brugler, right? Another Dane Brugler, or what is stopping me from coming Brian Baldinger? Or, I think about somebody, because people don't like him, but, he's a friend of mine, right? Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho Started off for the Dallas Cowboys from the University of Texas, played for Philly, right? He was on DallasCowboys.com. But you see Emmanuel Acho, he has a book out, right? You see him on Speak or their news show, right? You see him on college football. My wife knows Emmanuel Acho from The Bachelor. Like, you're seeing Emmanuel Acho everywhere, from books to college football to Fox Sports to the damn Bachelor to everywhere, right? Why can't that be me? You see what I'm saying? Why can't that be me? Now, some people might say, "Oh, Tuck, that's crazy that you think you can accomplish Emmanuel Acho, but Emmanuel Acho's accomplished." Good. I love that. I love that people are going to hear that Tuck is trying to accomplish movies and television and being a published author, and that sounds crazy. Good. That lets me know I'm moving in the right direction. Because if I did this live 4 to 5 years ago and said I'm going to be covering the Super Bowl, it would have sound crazy. If I said, hey, in a few years, me and Des Bryant are going to be business partners, that would have sound crazy. I like the crazy shit because that's going to push me to the ultimate level. When Aaron Plummer can be everywhere you can. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel like I have the formula, you guys. I know what it takes. I believe in myself. I know my skill set, and I just feel like it's going to be time. Now, like I said, next year, right? We got a whole year, so we're going to rock out this year. But I think that probably end of season, I'm still going to do draft content. But I just think that it's time for me to turn that tide where I'm no longer just a Dallas Cowboys content creator. I feel like I've taken that to the limit. I feel like I've done enough, right? I've made my name, I've made my mark, and I feel like the game is also in good hands. You got guys like Angry, HTM, Landlord, JC, Lou Takes, Aisha. The list goes on, right? Someone's going to be pissed if I didn't name them. Okay, whatever, bro. But there's a lot of Lando. There's a lot of good quality people out there to do this. There's a new Cowboys content creator every day. I don't think that you guys need me to constantly be here, right? I feel like it's in good enough space that, all right, it just is what it is, and I can just really excel, spread my wings, and maybe do some bigger and better things. But I'm always going to be appreciative of this. It's always going to be home for me. It's not like I'm deleting the channel. You guys are going to see the channel. We're building a brand new website. I'm building my own Bleacher Report as we speak right now. Merch everything right now. Hiring staff right now. Like, I am fully open to taking this shit to the ultimate level I can take it to. Will it work? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like for me, I want that challenge. And I knew what it was like coming into this, feeling that passion, feeling that fire to be like, okay, can I grow this from a channel from being that only my kids watch to where we're at 19,000, possibly 20,000 soon, to having over 5-6 million people watch? Like, can I do that, right? I want that challenge again. And I feel like for me, it's going to motivate me, it's going to drive me and push me to the next level. So like I said, I'm extremely thankful for everyone's support, everyone rocking with me and everything. This sounds like it's a not you, it's a me breakup. I mean, honestly, DMV, bro, it's just, it is the Cowboys a little bit, it is the Cowboys a little bit, because it's like, one, y'all might not see it, but I see what the Cowboys are doing. And for me, it's just like, I just really can't get behind it. I know the play for a guy who's been in sales for 17, 18 years. I know the play the Dallas Cowboys are running on the Cowboys fans right now. And that's why I always tell you guys, go through a cycle, right? They know how to run a cycle. If you think that there's Dallas Cowboys content creators, right? I'm not going to throw nobody under the rug, right? Not going to be negative. There are Dallas Cowboys content creators that they know when to pump the fan base full of opioids and ride that wave, whether it's through their film studies, through their content or whatever, because that's when the monetary value is. You don't think the Dallas Cowboys, a billion-dollar franchise, aren't smart enough to do the same thing? They have so many tools that can just pick up on the frequency of the fan base, you know? So it's like they do it, content creators do it, right? And so it's just to the point where it's like, for a football guy like me who wants to win, it's very disheartening, right? And like I said, was kind of ruined my spirit when it comes to just that raw passion for the Dallas Cowboys, was that they sat back, saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl, saw the Washington Commanders go to the NFC Championship, and they kind of just said, eh, eh, and remained stagnant. Because let's keep it a buck. If Mike McCarthy said, okay, I'll take the disrespectful deal, Mike McCarthy returns. A lot of people thought he got fired. Mike McCarthy returns. So there would have been no changes. There was no changes. Yes, they went and got George Pickens, but that's only because the Baltimore Ravens hung up the phone when they asked for Bateman. So it's just like, we shouldn't have to fight for a defensive tackle. We like that's just asinine at this point, right? And I thought about this on the show when I was speaking to LB, and I spoke to LB this morning, right? What is crazy, right? If y'all watch the show that we did with me, Rome, LB, and also Philly Mike, right? We were going through the Eagles draft. They were going to the Cowboys draft, right? I talked about Cameron Williams, who was a right tackle drafted in the 6th round, I believe, out of Texas to the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And I was watching the chat. Not a lot of Eagles fans even knew really who the hell I was talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? They knew Jahad Campbell, you know what I'm saying? But when I was talking about Cameron Williams, the chat was like, whatever, bro, 6th round pick. Okay, cool, right? Now, the reason why Eagles fans can have that type of mentality is because they know Cameron Williams ain't cracking that offensive line even if he wanted to, unless there's massive injuries. Massive injuries. That is the only chance they are ever going to see Cameron Williams on the field, so they could really care less, right? Now, let's bring it to the Dallas Cowboys. Whenever we talk about 6th round pick or a 7th round pick, we talking starters. We're talking instant impact. We're talking game changers, because we know that there's not that layer of talent ahead of them. David has said it. We hype up 7th and 6th round picks like no fan base I've ever seen in my entire life, y'all. I have never, and I've been doing this for a while, I have never seen a fan base that will hype up a 7th round pick to be instant impact level. It is like mind-blowing to me. I have never seen this in all. Most casual football fans and fan bases don't even watch day 3 of the draft. You know what I'm saying? They don't even watch day 3 of the draft. You know what I'm saying? You go to the draft on day 3, it's empty out there. You know what I'm saying? They're tearing stuff down. They don't even watch day 3 of the draft. But Cowboys fans, as we cope through everything, we will hype every 7th round pick and 6th round pick to be Aaron Donald if we have to. And the Cowboys know that. That's how they conditioned us. It's all the content creators' fault. They're hyped up the way that they are. Why do y'all think that is? I'm going to ask y'all a question. Why do you think that Dallas Cowboys content creators, no knock to them, right, hype up these unknown, unproven ass players every year? Why do y'all think that is? Exactly. Exactly. There is a reason why. There is a reason why my busiest time is if I drop an undrafted free agent. One of my biggest videos was Isaiah Land. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Cowboys fans have now conditioned themselves that they want they'll Cowboys fans will gas up a 7th round player to be goddamn world beater, but was shit on Ezekiel Elliott like it's free game. We will hype up a 7th round running back who was a rotational backup piece to be a starter, but will shit on Ezekiel Elliott like he ain't shit. We'll hype up a 7th round running back like he's going to be Emmitt Smith and shit on a Nick Chubb. Doesn't that seem backwards to y'all? Doesn't it? Doesn't that seem ass backwards to y'all that we are just foaming at the mouth just for something good, right? We are fiending for anything. And if you know when somebody is fiending and they're desperate, the Cowboys know they have all the leverage and they play into that. Like I said, I've been a season ticket holder for 5 years since the pandemic, right? I always posted my tickets at the same time. My tickets have never sold faster and for triple the price than they did this year. Never. When Dak came back in 2021 and we had CeeDee Lamb and Murray Cooper and Michael Gallup and all of that drafted Micah Parsons, they still did not sell. Every ticket I posted, except the New York Giants because it's a noon game, right? Every ticket I posted sold just like that. Parking passes, just like that. Front office has got us conditioned to also get hype about UDFAs. We are conditioned that way. We are conditioned. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard to sit back and kind of just say that, and see it. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, for me, it's like, as a content creator, I no longer fit the mold, right? As a Cowboys content creator, I no longer fit the mold because when fans think about content creators, right? You think about a person, guy or girl, who is a Cowboys fan, puts on the Cowboys stuff, right? Shirts, hats, whatever, and sits there and says, "We them boys" on camera, "Eagles suck" on camera, "Dak over Hurts" on camera, "We got the best wide receiver duo, though we never seen them play it on camera, and Will McClay I trust" on camera, right? "We don't miss in the draft" on camera. That is the image that people are now holding Dallas Cowboys content creators to. And I personally don't fit that mold anymore. I came in the game like that, you know what I'm saying? It was Cowboys fans only, you know what I'm saying? It was just because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I no longer fit that mold because through my training as an analyst, through to Darren Smith, he has taught me to be able to step outside my fandom as a journalist, as media, as uncompromised media, as a journalist with integrity, right? I've been taught to step outside of that and call it how I see it and call it from an analytical and from a football point of view, right? One of my favorite media members who covered the Dallas Cowboys, he left. I think he went to Washington, right? Was Michael Gayton, right? We all knew when Michael Gayton spoke, it wasn't because he was a fan of the Cowboys or he grew up in Texas or any of that, right? Michael Gayton just spoke on facts in the interview, and that's how it was. Hey, Dan Quinn said this, analytics says that. Take it or leave it, right? Mike McCarthy said this, analytics data said that, right? Just is what it is, right? And Michael Gayton was just straight down the line. And that's why I love Mike. There was no extra, there was nothing. Mike was just black and white. Now, y'all don't even know if Mike was a Cowboys fan, a Texans fan, or whoever. I mean, he's covering Washington right now, moved to Washington, D.C., but he was just a fair journalist that called it down the line. That's what true media really is, you know? But as a content creator, we have the stigma of fandoms because you guys know I'm a Cowboys fan, so you guys want to pigeonhole me into that fandom, and I can't grow there. Simple example. Let's say, reverse it. The Eagles just now got a brand new coach, right? Never been a head coach before. Never has called his own offense before. Completely new, different staff. They lost 25 players from last year, right? They replenish, have holes at running back, have holes with the defensive tackle position. If Laura Brunson was to come on my channel or any Eagles fan was to come on my channel and say the Eagles are going to win a Super Bowl, what would y'all say? What would y'all say? What would y'all say? I want to see what y'all say. Rookie head coach, never coached before, never has ran his offense before. Left tackle a little iffy. Defensive tackle's a little iffy. Linebackers are kind of, corners are all nicked up and hurt. Jalen Hurts coming off an injury. What would y'all say? If Eagles fans came out and said that they are competing for the Super Bowl with all these question marks, y'all would call them delusional, frauds, they don't know football, this, that, dumb, brain dead, this, that, and the third, right? But the moment it's us, people wanted me, wanted Rome, and so many others to do the same shit in 4K for the sake of Cowboys versus Eagles rivalry. See what I'm saying? If I was J Tuck, reporter for the Tampa Bay Bucks, I would say all of the shit I am saying exactly now. That's it. So think of this, J Tuck. I'm J Tuck, the Kansas City reporter, right? And you were to ask me, what is my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys? I would tell you guys all the same exact shit I've been telling you guys about the course of this offseason. And that's how I take on this job, right? I saw so many people yesterday. Oh, Brian Schottenheimer spoke highly about Tyler Gayton. Tyler Gayton is stepping a step forward. Tyler Gayton is the first man in, last man out. Tyler Gayton is putting in work. Maybe Tyler Gayton having a year at the position is going to help. Tyler Gayton seems more confident. Maybe moving on from Mike Solari is going to help Tyler Gayton, right? Cool. Didn't I come on these same lives last year and tell Dallas Cowboys fans constantly, please be patient with Tyler Gayton. He's never played the position. It's going to be a work in progress. There's going to be some bumps in the road, y'all. Be patient. Let him figure it out. Right? Don't toss him away too early. It's not going to be instant like Tyler. I was saying all those things last year. But then last year was Tuck doesn't believe, right? Tuck's being negative, right? Tuck, this is why I don't follow Tuck, because he's always being argumentative. Tuck is always, but when Tuck did the film on Tyler Gayton before the Cowboys even drafted, I already said these things. I've already said these things before I did Tyler Gayton's film before we even drafted the kid. But since we drafted him, he had a few good reps versus Micah going half speed, right? It was, Tuck is wrong. So it's like, I cannot give a fair analysis on the Dallas Cowboys, even if I wanted to. Because depending on whatever mood y'all are in, you'll accept it. I better not say shit right now about some 7th round, 6th round tackles are not going to be day one starting ready right now, right? Because it's just logical. It's not some mega mind football scheme to let you know, hey, relying on some 6th round defensive tackles week 1 on the road versus Philadelphia, the defending Super Bowl champs, might not be in your best interest versus Saquon Barkley. You might want to go get you a one tech. You might want to go get you some veteran guys until then. That's not super footballish, right? You want to be a football mega mind to realize that. Now, do I like Jay out of UCLA? Yeah, but not week 1 as a heavy focused rotational piece. Absolutely not, bro. If you're trying to win. If you're trying to win, if you're trying to go to Philly and win a game and stop the run and stop Saquon, opening night, you better put your foot back on the gas and start pressing to get some real defensive tackles. See, you badmouth the team like you're working for ESPN. You even clown the team. That's one thing I say about Brunson. When they are bad, he never clown his own squad. There lies the problem. See what I'm saying, y'all? See what the fuck I am saying? Pin this tweet. Cowboys Thanos, pin this shit. How do we pin this? I'm going to pin it at the fucking top. Pin it. That's it. That's the reason. That's the reason. That post right there, that pinned comment is the fucking reason. I have to spread my wings and fly. Spread my wings and fly. Thank you, Thanos, for your comment, bro. Appreciate that. That's the reason. If I am not pouring sugar and Kool-Aid and bullshit to make everyone feel comfortable, then I am the bad guy. Now, I guarantee you, in Philadelphia, when shit hits the fan, everyone's saying, hey, this shit ain't gonna work, right? They say, hey, hell no. No, get them out, get them gone. They boo they own. Brunson never clowns his team when they're down. They fucking boo they own, you fucking coward, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? He's always negative. But when he's negative, they all rally together. They always rally together to get the job done because they want to win. Y'all want to feel comfortable. Y'all want to feel comfortable. You want me to lie to you so you feel comfortable going into the season. That's what you want. So that is what I cannot be. That is what I cannot be. Now, I could be that. I could go make a video right now how the Dallas Cowboys are championship contenders, and I guarantee you that shit would take off right now. I might just make it right now just to prove y'all a point. Because you're saying everything that people want to hear. They don't want the truth. They don't want a real football analysis. They don't want, you know what I'm saying? They don't want logic and reason. They don't want any of that. You want what makes you feel comfortable. Eagles fans rage, bro. We all know Eagles fans rage the hell out all the damn time, bro. All the damn time. All the damn time. All the damn time. All the damn time they rage out. When the Eagles went out there in Brazil versus Green Bay and they did not give Saquon the ball and didn't run the ball, they all was run the damn ball. They went outside of the Eagles practice facility with signs running the damn ball. They stood outside the Eagles front office facility with signs saying, run the damn ball. It wasn't, hey, you guys were playing in Brazil and the grass wasn't good. Just give it a chance. Just be positive. Just think about it. Just let Saquon kind of, find his way. Hey, guys, it was just one game. Hey, just be positive. No, it was, hey, bro, we got Saquon. Run the damn football. And they all got behind it. They all rallied behind it. Even when A.J. Brown was kind of talking about the passing game or whatnot, right? It was still, I don't care. Run the damn football. But see, there's so much divisiveness. There's so much casualness in our fan base, y'all. It's hard to get real work done because we're going to have people like Cowboys Thanos. Tell me something good. Tell me something good. Bro, you sound like a traitor. Just say you sound like a traitor not saying Cowboys will win a Super Bowl. No, honestly, in Dallas. I don't know what the hell it's saying. So that is the reason, y'all. Now you guys understand. And I talk to people about this, right? I get it. In any fan base, there's going to be casual fans who don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, right? But it's to the point where I've taken this team to the brink as far as we can go, y'all. Now, I guarantee you, if I was covering the Browns right now and I said the Browns had a problem at the quarterback position that needs to be resolved, I wouldn't have a bunch of Browns fans saying, oh, you're being too negative. Oh, you don't believe in the team. Oh, just let it sort out. Just give it a chance. No, they would be like, yeah, that's a fair analysis. We have some question marks at the quarterback position and who's going to win that job. That's as simple as it is, right? If I covered the Pittsburgh Steelers and said the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not confident in the Pittsburgh Steelers because they don't have a quality quarterback I can trust in, I'm not going to have a bunch of Steelers fans saying, you're too negative. Be positive. Just believe. You're not a real fan. No, it's just calling football. So that's what I'm explaining to you guys. I am not a YouTuber. I'm just not. I'm a football guy. I've grown into that. That's what I love. That's why I love yeah, James, it's in every fan base, but I wouldn't be pigeonholed to it. Right? Because the only reason people like Cowboys Thanos can say shit to me like that is because he knows I'm a Cowboys fan. That's it. You see what I'm saying? That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows I'm a Cowboys fan. So he says, since I'm a Cowboys fan, then that's when I should shut up, take all the common sense out of the loop, right? And just tell you guys everything that you want to hear because that's what real fans do. You see what I'm saying? That's what real fans do. Real fans shut up and just take whatever. Real fans just stay silent. Real fans just say, hey, we're okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not, it's just not me anymore, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, And I've tried to ignore it. It's like, keep being a football guy, nor delusional fans. They are people who appreciate that. I appreciate y'all, man, but it's just like, it's just, I don't know, it's just ick to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and first of all, everybody talks this real fan bullshit, right? Real fans believe in the team, but I don't see these fucking Cowboy Thanos. I don't see Cowboys Thanos at the Cowboys games when I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I don't see all these raw Kool-Aid pumpers at the games when I'm there. I'm there. I was there at Green Bay. I sat through the whole game. Y'all see me in San Francisco at the loss. Y'all see me on the road. How can you see me? Y'all see me. So that real fan shit does not apply with me, bro. The real fan shit does not apply with me. That might apply for some other content creators who y'all don't see outside. Y'all see me outside. Y'all see me. So how the fuck are you gonna say Tuck doesn't support the team where I'm spending my hard-earned money still going to these games, win or lose? But maybe I care too much about winning. Maybe I care too much about winning. Maybe I care too much about winning. Don't you think for someone who goes to damn near every Cowboys game, who had to sit and watch us get dog walked by the Houston Texans, would want to win? Don't you think someone who sat through and watched us get moonwalked on by Derek Carr and spent money for that would want to win? Is that a bad thing that someone who spent money to go see the Cowboys versus the Baltimore Ravens and got rushed on by 250 yards wants to win? Is that a bad thing, right? Is that a bad thing for wanting to win? I'll ask y'all, is it a bad thing? Or should we just be yes men and women and just turn a blind eye and just say everything is fine until it's not, right? Oh, because what happens? When the season ended, oh, I couldn't get a view or a subscriber to save my life. When the season ended, Dallas Cowboys content creators' views were falling off a cliff. Y'all didn't want to hear nothing, didn't want to hear no draft content. Everything was negative. Everything was this. Y'all didn't want to hear it. Y'all didn't want to hear it. Let everybody go. Don't sign Micah. Get rid of him. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. But then that sales funnel looped everybody in. Then it's like, hey, Tuck, I ain't worried about defensive tackle. We got some in the 7th round, 6th round. I ain't worried about running back. We got one in the 7th round. All right? Don't y'all get tired of the same old bullshit? Don't y'all get tired of the same old bullshit, y'all? Don't y'all want to win? Do y'all want to win too? Maybe that's where I'm wrong. Maybe does anybody in this chat care about winning? Anybody in the chat care about winning? If y'all kids are messing up at school, do you just say, just let them be? They'll grow out of it. It's fine. Don't be negative. Just believe. Just believe. It'll be all right. It's going to be okay. It's like, goddamn, do y'all not remember last year? Do y'all not remember getting swag surfed on by Kirk Cousins and the fucking Atlanta Falcons? What do you mean we're being too negative, bro? What do you mean? What do you mean just believe? Just believe in what? You don't think that Saints fans right now are just believing? You don't think that Browns fans are just believing? You don't think that Titans fans now with Cam Ward are just believing? We all just believing right now because ain't no live action bullets being shot right now. Ain't nobody. right? I'm going to ask the chat. I'm going to let y'all run it. Name me a player who had a bad day in OTAs yesterday. List me a player that had a bad OTA yesterday. Had a horrible day. Tell me. Let's see. Who was a player that had a bad OTA yesterday? Says Dak, most likely. Exactly, David. Exactly, Deshaun. Nobody, they don't speak on who had bad days, bro, because you're just going through walkthroughs. Everybody had a good day yesterday. If I was out there, I would have had a good day. Based off what Shadi said, nobody had. So we are under the impression that everybody on the roster yesterday was just outstanding with no pads on, no contact. Everybody, it's outstanding yesterday. Bro, it's walkthroughs, bro. We've all played sports. We know walkthrough days when our coach says, hey, when we walk into the locker room and see pads off, oh, we excited. Ooh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. When we walk into the locker room and see on that noteboard, that chalkboard, pads off, woo, woo, woo. Pads off, that means it's damn near a PTO day. Walkthroughs. Don't go full speed. You know what I'm saying? Hated those 2 days. You know what I'm saying? If you have a bad walkthrough, James, if you have a bad walkthrough, something is wrong. Something is wrong. We used to have our walkthroughs in the gym. You know what I'm saying? We used to just go into the gym and have our walkthroughs. Remember, we hyped up Eric Scott Jr. and come preseason and got torched. Exactly. Kalen Carson last year got torched. Tyler Gayton was all pro in camp. Got cooked. How many times do we have to continue to fall for the same thing? Is it such a bad thing to say, okay, let's wait and see? Is that to say, hey, let's just see how it pans out? Can we wait? No. We have to say we're all in now. Can we just sit back and say we'll see? I don't understand why that's a negative. You're not believing. Angry, you're not believing. You want to wait and see. You better say we got the best offense on turf right now. Are you not a real fan? You're not a real supporter. Talking about practice. Talking about practice, not a game, but practice. One, Micah Parsons ain't even there. He out in Spain or some shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So that lets you know how important these walkthroughs are. Shoot, I remember when I played football in junior high, I always had the pads on. Yeah, man. High school, we had pads on unless it was raining. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was raining. Realistic, man, new pin comment. We can get that old bullshit up out of there. Bang. Realistic is not negativity. Realistic is not negativity. Me seeing a first-year head coach, the first year of calling his own offense, man, I probably wouldn't bet on being a Super Bowl champion. It's not being negative. It's me being realistic. Now, maybe Schottenheimer is the next Nick Saban. I don't freaking know. Can I see it? A lot of you don't even know what Schottenheimer's offense is. You got to ask me. And I'll tell you, I don't know because he's never had one. So how can I talk about Schotty's offense? Schotty's offense is going to be top in the league. Wait till Shotty gets to call his plays and run his offense. You don't even know what the fuck Shotty's offense is, bro. None of us do. He even said back in Seattle, it was 65, 70% of what Pete Carroll already did. That was Pete Carroll's offense, bro. It was Pete Carroll's offense. So why are we pressuring people, pushing people, and forcing them to jump off bridges for 7th round running backs, bro? Can we let the competition unfold? Like we rushed the story, right? We rushed the story. And I was talking to Boss about this. Wish he was saving, right? The problem we make as Cowboys fans, and other fan bases might do this, but I really don't pay attention to them, right? We have to stop anointing people before proving. We have to really stop anointing people before they become proven. Last year, Tyler Gayton, Will McClay did it again. Cowboys don't miss in the first round. Cowboys don't often, Tyler Gayton did it again. Stop anointing people before it's proven. Jadon Blue, I think he's Tony Dorsey. Jadon Blue, he's probably going to lead the league in rush. Jadon Blue, stop anointing people before it's proven. I guarantee you, I promise you guys, on everything, if Jadon Blue becomes the leading rusher in the NFL, I will anoint him. I'll do more than enough anointing. You'll probably be annoyed with it, right? But can we let it unfold? Jake Ferguson, are you kidding me? Jake. Mozzie Smith better than Jalen Carter. Mozzie. Whoa. Whoa. Can we just stop anointing and let them prove it? There's nothing wrong with saying prove it. Nothing wrong with saying prove it. Hey, the culture is changing. I spoke to some people, spoke to some players, right? I finally understand what the cultural difference is that's making. I'll probably make a separate video on that. But I'm not going to anoint it like this is what we've been missing. Oh man, he took everybody paintballing and they went up and went paintballing. That's what we've been. All this paintballing, all this paddle board shit, all this lock does not mean nothing if you can't prove it on the field. I've known some teams where players hated each other's guts and they still went out there in the field and they was, you know what I'm saying? So let's just be patient, y'all. I just feel like we're so eager to anoint, and I understand it because we're going through so much hurt, right? It's hard when you look out and you see Philly doing these things and all these other teams doing this. You want to feel good too, right? So let me talk about my stuff too, right? Even if you got to hype it up, right? But whoa. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, let's just see. Oh no, Eberflus is going to stop the run. Oh, I guarantee it. Whoa. You don't think that Dan Quinn had a scheme to stop the run? You don't think Mike Zimmer had a scheme to stop the run? Like, there's no new magical scheme you can come up with to stop the run. It's want, will, desire, personnel, right? Yep, the Packers game took the life out of my family. They must prove themselves when it matters. No more blowouts versus the Panthers. Don't care. Playoff success. What we need to see. And Kamani, there is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing wrong with saying that. I'm not going to say, oh, he's a fake fan. He doesn't believe. Believe in what? You want us to believe in something that we've shown no instances or examples of doing. Like what are we supposed to? There's only one person I walk in faith and not by sight with, and that's the man upstairs. That's not Jerry Jones. There's only one person I do that with. Oh man, just believe we can stop the run with no one text. No. I only walk in faith and not by sight by one person. That's it. I agree with what you're saying, but you need a hug. I'm good, bro. I'm getting hugs. Like I said, man, I've been chilling, vibing at the movies. I got my movie pass. I'm about to go play some college football here in a second. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all my Traeger fellas. Listen, fellas, listen to me, right? Father's Day is coming up. Dad, what do you want? Dad, put a Traeger grill on the top of that list. Put a Traeger grill on the top of your Father's Day list and prosper. I love my Traeger. A Traeger grill was the best purchase I have ever made. I literally just be downstairs playing video games, grilling some shit upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday I smoked some wings. You know what I'm saying? I smoked wings yesterday. Right now, as I'm talking to y'all, I got some brisket, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't got to be outside or nothing. I got an app on my phone that'll tell me when it gets the temperature. Go tell your family I've been working hard for y'all all year. I want a Traeger. I used to be outside, had a charcoal chimney, black ashes all over my shirt, lighting up newspapers, waiting for the grill to get started, having to clean up out the grill and stuff and monitor the temperature with my hand and do all that extra shit, sit outside and get dirty all day. I turn my Traeger up. I put those pellets in, put my meat on the rack, put the temperature thermometer in, set the app, and say, hit me when it's done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, go get a Traeger. Life-changing. Traeger is so easy to grill on, even my wife can use it. You know what I'm saying? So I am not mad about anything. I'm not upset about anything. I'm actually in a good place, y'all. Like I said, I'm just here chilling, locking in some sports bets, vibing with y'all, but just really want to talk to y'all. What kind of wings? They were the drums. I got some drums yesterday. I guess because I had bought all this meat to grill for Memorial Day weekend, and as soon as I got everything ready, it started raining, right? It started pouring down rain, so it thunderstormed all Monday, so I had all this seasoned meat. I was like, I gotta cook this one way or another, so I've been grilling out all week, you know what I'm saying? I do the Texas jalapenos, when you cut open the jalapeno, stuff it in jalapeno cream cheese, wrap it in bacon, you know what I'm saying? All sorts of stuff. So, appreciate the hug offer, but I'm good, bro. So yeah, so I just want to kind of let you guys know that, man. So you'll probably see about people talking about it on college football 26 looks amazing. Talked to a few of my friends that got the opportunity to play it. They said, Tuck, you're gonna love it. I've been on 25 nonstop. I'm about to go play 25 when I'm done with y'all after I eat here in a second and enjoy my Friday. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? The lighting's different. The playbooks are crazy. Having the coaches in there, bunch of new plays. Celebrations are litty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love college football, man. So like I said, y'all, before I wrap up, I'm extremely thankful for everything I've built. And like I said, it's 98, 99% sure I might retire. I don't know. There might be something where I say, I want to continue to go again, But I'm really feeling like we are in the end game now. You know what I'm saying? We're in the end game now. and I just feel like I've kind of reached my ceiling. What games are you going to? I'm going to Green Bay at home, Washington at home, Chiefs at home, and of course Vegas on the road as of now. Yeah, those are my games I'm going to. So, yeah, like I said, it's just like I kind of feel like I reached my ceiling. Like I said, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm just making content just to make content. Oh, did you guys hear what Brian Schottenheimer said about Tyler Guyton? Oh, Cooper Beebe moved around the left guard to right guard. Like you're just checking the box for the algorithm. I just like I don't want to be that, man. I really don't. And I feel like for me, I'd rather just leave the game knowing that I did everything I did. You know what I'm saying? Leave while you're on top. I don't want to be Shaq in Boston or Shaq in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? I want to be Shaq leaving after LA or Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's where I'm kind of at with it. But like I said, who knows, man? Things might change. More opportunities. My phone's been ringing off the hook. Salute the boss. Had a good conversation with him. Even Lord Brunson called me this morning. Talked to him for a minute. Some other people called me this morning. But I'm just like, yo, I'm just not. I don't feel it, man. I really just don't feel it. And it could be a thing where maybe I do need a break. It could be a thing where I need a break. Can I email you so I can get a picture with you? Absolutely, bro. Just hit me. Just hit me, bro. Absolutely. I'm not hard to find when I'm at games. I'm such a fake fan, right? I'm such not a real fan. I got my own tailgate out there. Everybody knows to come pull up at Lot 10. That's where I'll be at. Like, I'm not hard to find. I don't be on no Hollywood stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, retirement's the end goal for work in general. Yeah, I feel you, man. Like, you always kind of you have to reinvent, You always have to reinvent. And the last thing I want to look up and be 60 years old and still be on YouTube's talking about the Cowboys. It's like, what's new? I feel like the lane that I can really do is just use what I've already built and build a platform and give others the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Help get Angry at the Super Bowl. Help get JC at the Super Bowl. Help get Lou at the Super Bowl. Like, that's the mode I'm in. Like, build something where talented content creators get the spotlight they deserve on a major platform. And I just think that let's aim for it, man. The sky is the limit, but let's go above and beyond. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys for always rocking with me, support. I'm not retiring today. I'm not done today. So it's going to be more of a last dance thing. But I think that ultimately what will happen, if I had to gauge it now, what will happen is we'll run through this season for Cowboys content. And then once we get to draft season next year, I think it just might be full-time draft, full-time film, like it's just, because there's players, so can I get it now, right? There's a lot, like right now, like y'all guess what is like my most watched video right now? It's my Caleb Johnson video, right? A lot of Steelers fans are now asking me about Caleb Johnson. So it's like I've left so much on the table where I could go break down for the Eagles, Cameron Williams, right tackle. Or I can go break down for the Steelers, like all these players that they drafted because a lot of people are fully aware of. And a lot of these guys don't even have film. But just sticking to the Cowboys, I'm kind of stuck. Let me see here. Can you ask you, do you think you're tired of the front office or frustrated? I don't think I'm tired or frustrated when it comes to our front office. I just now understand who they are. Right? I just now understand who they are, right? And I feel like when someone shows you constantly who they are, you just have to kind of just believe them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that's where I'm at. If you ever been like in a bad relationship, sometimes the people are just who you think they are. You know what I'm saying? And they're not changing. A lot of times we think we can change people, but that's not up for us to change. We can't change. I can't change Stephen Jones, right? I'll toss this example, right? I have a real good friend of mine, won't say his name, but He's a hardworking dude, provides for his family, but his family is struggling, right? He's lost his job, got a job, lost his job, got back on, kind of bounced around, right? It's the economy. So, but his wife or his fiance at this time, she will not get a job to help, right? She's never, well, she worked back in the day when they first started dating, but she just won't get a job to help. And he's like, listen, like, I'm struggling, babe. Like, I lost my job, I'm like, we're struggling. Like, I'm fighting tooth and nail. I'm driving Ubers too as a part-time role just to try to keep our lights on. He's like, I need you to help, like something, like some type of job, drive Ubers too, like just help with the finances. And he's like, bro, I've been having this conversation for months, and I had to tell him, bro, she just is who she is. She is not going to change. If you have to argue, scream, struggle, and tell someone who is your spouse that, hey, I need help, right? And they still won't help you. They just are who they are. You know what I'm saying? They just are who they are. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to the Cowboys, yeah, we can kick and scream for a one tech and kick and scream for Jalen Ramsey and kick and scream for Nick Chubb and be aggressive, move up in the draft. They are just who they are. Pay Micah now. Like all these things, they are just who they are. They can easily jump and pay Micah now, get this deal done while TJ Watt's holding out, while Hendricks is holding out, right? And get a leap on that. But no, what they'll probably do is let TJ Watt set the market, let Hendricks set the market, and then treat Micah like the big bad villain because he's wanting to be paid higher than that. I mean, they just are. We can give examples. We can give examples. We can break down how the cap works. We can break down how signing Micah early will allow us to get more acquisitions. We can talk about making moves for your DJ Reader and this and that, this and that, this and that. They just are who they are. They just are who they are, right? So it's not up to. I just feel like we've done it all, right? We've hashtagged, we've had merch, we've done live shows, we've done everything. The front office just isn't changing. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? They're just not. Bro, who was this Chef Curry dude, bro? Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's just, so I don't get mad or frustrated with the front office anymore. I used to, but like I said, when I saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Commanders in the NFC Championship, and they move differently only because they really had to, right? They wasn't pursuing other coaches opposite of Mike McCarthy. They blocked Mike McCarthy's interview in Chicago and tried to keep him hostage. Then, when he walked, they started to scramble, So it's like, all right, cool. So it's like one of those things, man. So it's like, do I think the Cowboys have a good, well, I'll say this, right? I might make this a separate video as well. The Cowboys do have a unique opportunity, though, y'all. They have a real unique opportunity because Vegas don't believe in them. The NFL doesn't believe in them. The fan base does. But not a lot of people believe in the Cowboys. And not a lot of people are even considering the Cowboys as a serious threat this year. So there's zero pressure. There's zero pressure. I think like PFF did something, had like the 17th ranked roster or something like that, right? So the Cowboys have the opportunity, finally, for a little bit, to play under no pressure. They have the opportunity to play under no pressure, and I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are better when there's no pressure. I feel like the Cowboys are better when there's no pressure, right? I think that's why when we beat Tampa on the road and Tom Brady, everybody was expecting them to lose. They haven't beat Tom Brady, lost him already that year, you know? So there was no pressure. So they're able to play free, right? When Dak goes down, it's just Cooper Rush, not a lot of expectations. Team rallies together and plays a whole lot better, right? So I feel like the Dallas Cowboys not having no pressure earlier on is a good thing for them. Yeah, we always luck into things. You know what I'm saying? We luck into things, but then the problem is we luck into things and say, okay, let's do it again. You know, we lucked into before. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. Starting took them to play paintball from Machota through Tyler Smith. I love that. So I was gonna make a separate video on this. So I talked to a few people in the building, outside the building, because I'm really trying to figure out what the hell this culture shit is all about, right? And the way that I would put this is it's more of a college atmosphere that Shoddy is building, right? So you mentioned they're going paintballing, ping pong tables, just fun, more rap music, and everybody is interacting with everybody outside of the office. So that's the culture he's really building. But there's some things that I think that really needs to be tweaked, which is a hard conversation that some people might not want to hear. But this is my last year. We're going out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? So I like that idea because what that does is it brings cohesiveness and it brings unity across the board. I always felt the Cowboys were kind of cliquish. Right? You had defense over here, then you had Trey and Micah in this little cluster, and like all these little cliquish inside of our team and organization. I think that they're removing that. It's not the veteran guys over here, young guys over here. Y'all kind of just do your thing, keep us out of it, you know. So I think that's a good thing that Shoddy is building. But like I said, it has to translate actually on the field. So yo, appreciate you guys, man, for tuning in. I'm about to go eat these wings and get on this college football here and it's chill. You know, but like I said, like the content, subscribe to the content, share the content. I'm not deleting the channel. You know, I'm not disappearing. People are like, how am I stay in touch with you, Tuck? I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be on social media. Probably not as much. I don't know. Shit, we'll see. But, you know, we got one season, you know what I'm saying, to really make this thing happen. One season really make this thing happen, and we're going to have fun. So what I plan on doing is bringing a lot of old guests on my channel, man. Some people y'all haven't seen in a long time. Who kind of quit doing content, but I came in the game doing content with them. So I'm going to bring them back on the show. I'm just going to have fun this season, to be honest with y'all. I'm not going to get too high, low, involved in any arguments and all. I'm just going to have fun with the people I rock with, man. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Bring some of you guys on the channel, some of the viewers call in, come on the show. And we're just going to rock out like that, man. I'm going to go out the way that I came in before we make this transition and just have some fun, man. Fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, as fans, you guys can stay blind faith, right? That's your job, right? That's to be a fanatic, right? That's fanatic, right? So I'm never going to tell a fan, if you believe that Phil Maffa is going to be Emmitt Smith or be RB1, as a fanatic, go ahead and do that, right? That's your right. That's your ability. But what people have to understand with me is you guys have given this platform, my name, my brand. Y'all don't want me just to be a fan. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm no good to y'all. If I'm just telling y'all all the same stuff y'all say in the chat, there's no use for me. You know what I'm saying? There's no purpose even following me. Like I wouldn't follow someone who just saying the same shit I'm saying just because it's a bigger platform. Like hell no. Nah. So I feel like you guys follow me for the truth and it kind of bring, my perspective into things. And I kind of just do that whether you want to right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. Angry says, I need you to be on my show before you retire. Absolutely, bro. Angry, just give me a call, bro. Like, and even when I start doing other shit, y'all, like, if y'all need me to come on the show or, do this and that, like, it's not like I want to be too good for y'all and not fuck with the community no more. I always know where home is. I just think that it's time for me to take a change. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you were just saying good things too, it would be fake and delusional. Right. So like case in point, my friend Ernie, right? My friend Ernie on Twitter, right? He is always saying Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, and George Pickens is better than Justin Jefferson, and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Cowboys fans hate his guts. They hate him on Twitter. And he's not a content creator. He's a Cowboys fans having fun. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl. Cowboys going to beat Philly by 30 or, stuff like that. Cowboys fans hate Ernie for saying shit like that. He's a clickbaiter. He's just trolling. He's just this and that, right? But then they want me to do the same shit with my brand. I don't understand it. Cowboys fans don't want me to say the Cowboys are going to be a 6-win team, right? They also don't want me to say they're going to be a 16-win team. They want me right around 10 to 11 to 12, right? That's where you want me, right? That's where they want me, that little sweet spot. If I said, hey, I got the Cowboys winning 5 games this year, Tuck is negative. That's why I don't follow him. He's negative. He's not a real fan, not a real supporter, blah, 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 right? If I say, man, I got the Cowboys schedule, I got us winning about 16, 15 games this year. Oh, you're a homer. Dak lover. Oh, that's not realistic. So as long as I say around 10 to 11 to 12, that's kind of the sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the sweet spot where it's like I'm not too hot, not too cold. I'm just right. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the 3 Bears. You know what I'm saying? The porch. That's where Cowboys, they want you just good enough, right? But I wanted to say, I want to be in a situation where I can say I got the Cowboys winning 16, 15 games, and I'm confident that shit's going to happen. That's what I'm trying to build up to. I don't want to build up to 11 wins in a playoff appearance. You know what I'm saying? I want to go for it all. If we're not going for it all, I don't want this shit, y'all. If we're not building teams to compete for a championship, then what's the point? I think people have settled because we've gone from 8-8 to 8-8 and 8 and 8 and 8 to like 11 wins is cool. 10, I'll take 10. I'll take 11. Bro, it's either you're a champion or you're nothing to me. Oh, well, we still fought hard at the end of the season, so you didn't make the playoffs when you had a chance. I don't care that you beat Washington. I don't care that you beat Tampa. When you had the opportunity to beat the Bengals and maybe get a playoff appearance and compete for a championship, you folded. Why are we accepting these almost? Why are we accepting? Why are we as Cowboys fans accepting just being good enough? I don't even accept that in my real life. I don't accept that with my kids. I don't accept that with my marriage. I don't accept that with my friendships. Bro, saw my dog roaming the building. JC in the building. What's up with y'all, dog? Bro, no by explanation. Your legacy is stamped. Appreciate you, my dog. Appreciate you, my dog, man. But yeah, why are we accepting just being good enough? Aren't y'all tired of just being a good team? Don't y'all want a great team? Don't y'all want a great team? Why should we stop pushing for a great team? Why is saying that we need some more weapons, we need some more defensive tackles, such a negative when it comes to us? Why do we just have to give up on getting defensive tackles and saying, let some 6th-round guys do it? Why do we have to do that? We market everything as the biggest, the best, the brightest in Dallas. But y'all want Dallas Cowboys fans to accept just get what we can get. Be thankful you got Pickens. Be done. Gave you Pickens, now go play. Don't ask for nothing else. Why can't we ask to be great? That was the standard. Just like Josh said, that's the team I grew up on. That's what I grew up. That is why I am still here till this day, because when I came to the game watching football, that was the standard. It was greatness, championships, above and beyond. As a Cowboys fan back in the 90s, and they'll tell y'all, season didn't start till we got to the playoffs. Season didn't even start back in the 90s till we got to the playoffs. I can vaguely remember in the 90s any Dallas Cowboys important regular season games. That shit ain't start till we got to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It was different back then. That winning was the standard. But asking for that back is like, whoa. Whoa, you're being ungrateful. They got you Javonte Williams, Tuck. You don't need an offensive tackle. They drafted Siobhan Revel, Tuck. You don't need another corner. Be grateful. Be grateful. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe it's a docu-series of how we gotten to this point. But I don't understand how the fan base has gotten so comfortable with just accepting, just being okay. Do you feel like our running back room is great, elite, talented, or it's okay? I mean, we'll be all right. Let's just see how it unfolds. Why is asking for a Nick Chubb a bad thing? Here's the fun fact about football, and everything that we do is about competition, right? If you bring in Nick Chubb and Phil Moffitt turns out to be a dog, and he gets Nick Chubb up out of there, cool, competition worked. Competition worked. Congrats. Hey, listen, man, I know we brought in Nick Chubb, but in preseason or whatever, Phil Moffitt's been going crazy. We don't need Nick Chubb. Congratulations, right? But why do we have to protect? Hey, man, I don't want to bring in another corner because we drafted some last year. So what? If you bring in Stephon Gilmore and Kalen Carson goes crazy, all right, well, it just is what it is. We'll sort it out when we get there. But we can't protect because we're afraid of having talent. You get an abundance of talent and let the talent sort itself out. Jadon Blue. Who's the kid that keep talking about Texas? Jadon Blue. Yeah, Jadon Blue. Yeah. Yeah. Anointing, right? There's no way you can convince me that Jadon Blue's film out of Texas is better than Deuce Vaughn's. It's not. He's more explosive in the open field. But let's not anoint once again before it's proven. It's okay. It's okay. We can point out the positive traits. We can also point out the negative traits and let it, at least, y'all, at least let the pads come on. When y'all are basing your opinions off of OTAs, you're basing your opinion off what somebody said that somebody said that somebody said that somebody said that you ain't even saw. How are you basing how Tyler Gayton is performing at OTAs when you haven't even saw it your damn self? We haven't even seen your damn selves. At least with the camp clips, we can watch camp. I can see camp. You can see clips. You can see everything. You know what I'm saying? We can watch the scrimmages. We can watch everything at camp for ourselves, right? But you're going off he said, she said, she said, she said, she said at these OTAs, and there ain't even no pads on. And support, no disrespect to the staff or the writers and everything, but it's like, bro, I'll say it, because that's my dog. There is zero chance I'm basing my football analysis and how I feel about a player off what Clarence Hill said about practice. Clarence is my guy, so that's why I toss Clarence out there, right? Clarence is my guy. There is no chance in hell I am basing Clarence said that had a good day of practice. Ain't no freaking way I'm going out like that, y'all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No. I gotta see it myself. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see it myself. No, yeah, Club Pop. Salute to Pop. You know what I'm saying? Clarence might have been on some Johnny Walker, you know what I'm saying? All sorts of stuff, bro. I am not basing my ideas and my analysis of a prospect off of Clarence, what Clarence said. Great reporter, great guy. That's my dog. Absolutely not. No. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. So unless I see it for myself or I have the film, I ain't going off of nothing. Fireball in each pocket. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Clarence be out there litty and turned up, high-siding, barking and stuff, and you want me to kind of go off of his analysis of what's going on in practice? I'm good. I'll just wait till I can see it myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait till I can see it myself. Now, if you post clips or whatever, then I can analyze it, you know what I'm saying? I can break it down my own self. You know? But until then, right, every player is having incredible OTAs. There's even teams doing stats at OTAs. Their media is doing stats at OTAs. Like Shedeur Sanders was 8 for 12, 114 yards. He ain't got no pads on, dog. There's no pads on. There's no pressure. There's no. Why are we keeping stat track at OTA now all of a sudden? I guarantee you I could get through a Dallas Cowboy OTA right now. Because it's all walking. You know what I'm saying? You know the type of pass rusher I would look like just walking off the edge at 40%. I get out there on Tyler Gayton. Till the whistle goes. Good pass move. Tuck. Hey, what they'll say, right? Stay up. Keep everybody up, right? All of that. Walkthroughs. Rip left. Rip right. It's walkthroughs. You know what I'm saying? Touch the quarterback, gets a sack. Touch the running back, he's down. You know, so if I made it through and touched Javonte Williams' back shoulder pad in the backfield, that was a tackle for loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. What are we doing? So be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient, right? That's all I'm trying to tell. But that should be the t-shirt. Be patient, right? Be patient with Shoddy. Be patient with these players. Be patient with the scheme. Be patient for the results. We have to be patient. I know that, damn, the Eagles won the Super Bowl and football is back. So we're just ready to go right back in, head first, right? Just warm it up a little bit before you dive in. Before you dive in. What do I think of Bland moving the slot? Do I think of him moving the slot throughout the course of the season or at OTAs? OTAs, he's probably playing the slot. Why? Because we ain't got no corners. You know? But from a season standpoint, I think it'd be best suited if he does it. Right? I think it would be best suited if he does it. What up, JC? You want to play some college? Bet we can run it here in a second. My gamer tag is TZ Does It. Can I comment in my own chat? I don't know if I can comment in here. I don't know. It's TZDUZIT. Yeah, I'm about to jump on here in a second. So yeah, it's just I think that for what we need, I think Bland better suits us in the slot because then you can have Kyrie Elam on the outside and then Diggs or Revel back, but it's not sure when those guys are going to be back. But just like Shotty said, he knows that Bland's going to want to get paid. Bland ain't getting paid in Dallas, y'all. I'll tell y'all that right now. He ain't getting. I think we're going to trim the fat at corner. I think Diggs and Bland will probably be a wrap, to be honest with y'all. But yeah. Our secondary is thin. You know what I'm saying? Our secondary is extremely thin, Rome. It's light. Y'all remember last year when they had Marshawn Nealon playing defensive tackle? Why? Because Zimmer just said we don't have no defensive tackles, so we just needed someone to play the position. You see what I'm saying? That's what I liked about Zim. Zim was old, but Zim was a real one. Zim was a real one, and he ain't cut to the chase. Hey, wait, what's your thoughts on Mosley Smith? Hey, man, Mosley is proven on it's cool, but we need some nose tackles, plural. I need some more. I think Mosley's working hard. He's learning. He's taking doing all the right things and all that. But I need some nose tackles, please. That's what I liked about old man Zim. Zim wasn't gonna sugarcoat shit. Hey, bro, this is cool and all, but I need some nose tackles. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I just think, well, we'll kind of see. Found you, and man, I want to keep okay, Brett, bro, hit me, and I'll probably be in like 20 minutes. I'm gonna eat lunch here in a second, then I'll hop on the game. So yeah, I missed that about Zim, bro. I missed that about there's some realness, you know what I'm saying? I think the realness will come back eventually, but right now it's all fluff. You know what I'm saying? It's all fluff. Every Thanksgiving, Christmas, my wife and her family make this marshmallow fluff. It's like with strawberries and all sorts of stuff, and it's real fluffy and sweet. This is where we are right now. Solomon Thomas is a beast. Yeah, he looks big. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody looks big. Everyone's moving fast. Everyone's having a good camp. OTAs. Let's just do it that way. Let's just say this. As of right now, as of May 30th, until we get to July, everybody's had an amazing OTAs. Everybody's had an amazing OTAs, and we'll just keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? We'll just keep it at that. Because they're never going to come out and say, Tyler Gayton had a good day and Cooper Beebe had a good day, but shit, Tyler Booker was struggling. He's not picking up on the blitz stunts. He's not picking up on our offense. Like, he had a really bad... They're never going to tell y'all that, right? So everything we're going to get is going to be the marshmallow fluff. Everybody gets an A in OTAs. Everybody gets an A in OTAs. Everybody. So we'll sit back, right? I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. The Dallas Cowboys have had the greatest OTAs in the NFL. Boom. Everybody killed it. And then we'll have to wait till camp. You know what I'm saying? This is cut the chase. Let's just cut the chase. Everyone smoked OTAs. Good job. Everybody. Everybody killed it. Everybody smashed the walkthroughs. Bang. You know what I'm saying? Good job, everyone. Killed it. Cool. You know what I'm saying? They got to pull it all together and come a team. I agree. That would be crazy, Anger. He would never do that. He would never do that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to do that. But that's what I'm saying. That's the reality. Who is going to be the person to be like, yeah, he struggled. You know what I'm saying? He was struggled. He got beat 6 times. Like, they're not going to say that at OTAs. You know what I'm saying? Because 1, media has limited opportunity to be there. 2, oh yeah, Dak is still developing. You know, I didn't even get into all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just so lazy. he clearly mentioned damn near every quarterback, but they just all Dak developing. And that's what I'm saying. I was like, how many years can we sit back and just argue with these people who put these lazy narratives about? I saw some of these stupid aggregator accounts on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, this shit's dumb. You know what I'm saying? God, like y'all don't even try anymore. You know what I'm saying? They don't even try anymore, but they know if they talk about it and post some dumb shit like that, Cowboys fans are going to be emotional and address it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. But I kind of sit back and see it's like, you know, what's going on? Yeah, Cold Cowboys saying we got the top 5 offensive line in the NFL. See, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you like it, I love it. I just can't go out that way. You know what I'm saying? It's a hamster. Like, that's exactly it, Rome. That's exactly what I'm saying is it's a hamster wheel to the point where we're doing the same thing over and over and over, year after 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 year, where I don't even know what year we're in. It's just the same old thing, right? You guys ever worked a job and you've been doing that job for so long and you can just pretty much just do the job blindfolded? You drive to work, you half-ass paying attention, but you just know the route. You know what I'm saying? You get on the phone call with the client, same conversation. You're just in that mode where it's just the same repetitive shit all day, and it can drain you. You know, I feel like that's just where we are where I am as when it comes to this content. It's just the same. Yeah, I'm on autopilot as we speak. Yes, autopilot. Right now, I can put on a blindfold. There's going to be players who are free agents who wants trades. They'll be tied to the Dallas Cowboys just for a little bit to get the engagement on, and then it'll be kind of removed. So they'll do that right for a week or two. Then there'll be some lists that's going to drop here shortly. They're going to extremely exclude the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, and Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb out of it to get some engagement. Then there's going to be the possibility of some post-June 1st cuts. Could the Cowboys bring in? We're going to get all excited about these players being brought in. They're not going to bring those players in. They're going to find some other guy. Like, it's something where you can close your eyes and I can tell you guys what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I can close my eyes because it's just the same repetitive stuff. Right now, Kyle Pitts is reported to be a trade. There was teams that have reached out to the Falcons for Kyle Pitts. Close my eyes. Give me 24 hours. They'll tie the Dallas Cowboys to Kyle Pitts trade. And people will tag me in it. Tuck, I know you like Kyle Pitts. Give me 24 to 48 hours. There will be somebody post that the Cowboys could be one of the teams on the list that has some interest when it comes to Kyle Pitts. Then we'll talk about it. Talk about it. Tweet about it. Do shows, do videos. How will this fit? Well, then there'll be some teams that are interested in Kyle Pitts, but the Cowboys have just vanished. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. Haters lead to stop cry, stop hater on Dak Prescott. Them Cowboys are going to Super Bowl and win 6 rings. I feel you, Ken. Right on, brother. DC 4L. All right, y'all. I'm about to jump in, eat this food. Grill's almost done. Temperature's almost rising, so I'm going to be good. Do that. Play some college football. But, yo, appreciate y'all once again for tuning in. Like I said, we're not leaving now. Not going nowhere now. It'll be next year, right? So next season. I should have walked with Mike McCarthy, to be honest with you. But I'll stick around for one more year. And then we'll revisit all this next year. Maybe, like I said, maybe I decide, hey, I still want to do this. Maybe it'll be a drastic change. But like I said, I'm pretty much 99% sure this is probably my last year doing Cowboys content. So appreciate y'all, man. Everyone stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay encouraged. Now about those Cowboys. Peace.